My friends, the time has finally come. The finale of a Slidell family Christmas. You know, over the last week, I've uploaded about 4 or 5, I think 4 videos on Tophia here, and the struggles that her family and herself have been going through this holiday season. You know, the being homeless, the fact that she refuses to get a job, the robbery that happened on her car where her Xboxes got stolen. Tophia's had a pretty eventful December, and in my humble opinion, I truly believe that today's video is Tophia at her worst. She is so grating. This is maybe the most hypocritical I've ever seen Tophia, because she doesn't mind when other people are talked about. Like that Ash Trevino girl or like Leslie Clark, Tophia feels that all these people deserve all the criticism they get. And while that may be true, they are some terrible people, Tophia can't understand why people would throw criticism at her. She doesn't care when other people get the same treatment as she does, as long as she's not getting it. She's back to making completely false statements about her life just to try to sound better online. And of course, Mama Chu's right there in the passenger seat agreeing to all of it. I'm just saying, this video, I watched it last night, right? And it was on TV's channel, and I always shout them out, but I have to, because they got some great videos on Tophia, the best archive channel out there. And this was one of those times where I watched it with my head in my hands, just wondering why she's saying all this, what the hell she's talking about, and pretty shortly into the video, you'll be understanding my frustrations as well. She seemingly thinks anyone who messes with her is going to get arrested, and while I highly doubt that, if she does, hopefully people get a good lawyer. So ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Have you suffered an injury lately and need somebody to fight for you? Well, you can consider America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan understands a very true fact of life, my friends, and that's that size matters. And when you're seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions. And you best believe that Morgan & Morgan doesn't settle for no lowball offers. They have achieved significant verdicts in the past couple of months for victims involved in life-altering car crashes. $12 million in Florida, 34 times the highest insurance offer, and $26 million in Philadelphia, 40 times the highest insurance offer. And one of the best parts about it, the fees are absolutely free unless you win. You can start your claim now with Morgan & Morgan at www.forthepeople.com/Smokey, found in the description or by scanning the QR code off screen from your phone's camera. If you're severely injured and you need someone to fight tooth and nail for you, you can give Morgan & Morgan a call today.
There's an evil creature. Well, not evil creature. There's a gigantic creature in this car. I don't know what it is. I think it's bigger than a rat. I don't know what it is. It's under... It's like not inside the car with us. It's like under the car or something, like in the machinery, because it keeps bang. It's like banging, whatever it is. I don't know. No, the cat was under the car one night and went rear, and it was attacking something under the car. I don't know what it was, but the cat ran away with nothing. So whatever is in this car, there is something not in the car with us. Like we're fine, but it's like under the car somewhere. I don't know what it is, because I was thinking a rat, but it's banging really loudly at night. It might be a rat. I was thinking, I've never seen a possum. Maybe a raccoon? I don't know. I've never seen a raccoon either where I live, so I don't know. My favorite book? Oh, I do love the R.L. Stine Fear Street books. I used to read R.L. Stine all the time. The Fear Street books when I was younger. I read a lot of books in high school. You know, some of you guys need to read. Oh, and I did love the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. That's one of my favorite books too. Yes, I can read. I read higher than most people. So when you say I can't read, you can't read. You only read, what, up to 5th grade? So I would worry about maybe working on your reading skills before you talk about I can't read. Because 50% of Americans can only read up to 5th grade. So instead of worrying about me, worry about yourself.
Okay, we're off to a hot start here. So an animal or rodent, I don't know what exactly it is, but it is living inside Tophia's car. But no, it's living outside the car somewhere. And I'm assuming they have something in the trunk or maybe inside the car, but I tell you this much right now. It's not just Tophia, it's not just Brother Chu and Mama Chu. There's something else that's made its home inside that car, and I hope the Slidells welcome it very warmly. To be fair though, it is kind of hilarious. Tophia is making no attempt to try to find this thing. It's just one of of those brother-chew issues he can deal with when he gets home from a hard day's work to support Tophia. But really, the best part is when someone in chat tells her that she can't read. She then goes on to talk about how she used to love the R.L. Stine novels, and then goes on to say that she reads better than 50% of Americans, and assumes that everyone in her chat who's calling her out cannot read themselves. This is coming from the woman who always likes to claim she has a learning disability, and to be fair, she probably does. This is only her trying to stick up for herself while getting attacked and being told she can't read. An attack, like, to her, you know, this isn't an attack, but she perceives it as such. So now she has to claim that she reads better than everyone in there. It's Tophia's main, like, defense mechanism to just claim she's something she's not, so she sounds better when trying to, like, confront these trolls or defend herself.
And I saw Pancho's video. Now I understand Pancho has a right or a reason as to why he feels how he feels. Thank you for the lantern. But in the same breath, right? In the same breath, I feel like victim shaming or victim blaming should not be allowed, especially because you and Lalo victim blame Dez. I understand that you said she should have called police right away, but when something happens, people don't call the police right away. We gotta stop thinking that when something happens to us, we must call the police right away. That is victim blaming. Don't victim blame people. Please, I saw that video. Like, that was not it. Whether she was mad that you didn't report on it or not, right? You can't sit here and say, I'm not gonna bring awareness to this because it's serious. Call the police. It could have helped save her. You don't know how the internet works. That's why a lot of people come on here and document for proof, because if they go to court, they're going to say, well, what proof do you have that Santos did this to you? And then what's going to happen is that she ain't going to have any proof, right? You should know how the internet works. You are a tea page that's only thinking about tea, but you have to think about it from the other side. TikTok has helped people get out of very bad situations like that. So let's not think that everyone has to run to the police because the police ain't going to do squat. They're not going to do nothing.
Look, I don't know a single soul she just spoke about. All I know is it sets a horrible precedent for you to even think about saying that, Tophia. This girl she's speaking about was apparently abused, and nobody likes to see that. You do that shit, you're an absolute scumbag who deserves prison. But for Tophia to sit here and proclaim to people that you should not call the police, they don't do anything, is such a dangerous line of thinking. I know you have your own personal opinion on the police, but encouraging another female to not go to the police because in your mind it's victim blaming, like, what does that even mean? Telling someone to go to the police is victim blaming? I'm not sure. But all I know is not going to the police will just allow this creep to keep going around and doing the things he does, and that needs to be stopped immediately. She brought up that TikTok is another place to go, when absolutely not. Like, if you want to expose this person, go ahead, that's completely understandable. But for you to say that it's a safer alternative than going to the police is just crazy.
Yeah, I'm homeless, and what of it? Why did you make a username? Like, you should know that. Well, what I'm doing to get a home is that I've been scoping out this house, right? There's this really, really nice house that I'm scoping out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up taking this house and I'm going to rob it. That's what I've been doing. You know? I'm going to rob this house. That's what I'm going to do. I've been scoping it out. I'm going to rob it. I'm just kidding. Really? You want to ask a question like I'm supposed to tell you? I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing. It's not any of your business. Why would I tell you what I'm doing to get a house?
Oh my God, she's so right. How could I have forgotten that it's her business, you know? The business she airs out every night on hours-long live stream. What I find most interesting is that nobody is asking where you're getting your new house. They're asking what are you doing to get that new house? Because you aren't to be trusted in that sense, Tophia. You come here live every night and explain how you do so much and you're trying so hard. But it doesn't seem like any of that, like there's proof to any of that, right, Tophia? You claim all the time that people need proof for these actions. Show proof. Show that you're actually trying to, because you seem to look at everybody else and go, man, they're fucking up. Man, this person's fucking up in their life. But what about you? Like, you're showing no types of, like, no drive to actually get out there and help your family get a place. As a matter of fact, you're going in reverse based on what you're about to say in a little bit here. You know what? Nah, I'm not going to make you wait. Tophia, somebody who just got her Xbox stolen, who had no way to play it anyway, apparently already got a new Xbox. I mean, she says it later on, and it's just wild. She tries to make it like a cryptic thing. Oh, maybe I did, maybe I didn't, after saying that she recently got a new one. So this money is just going in the toilet, really.
I'm sitting worrying about someone else's situation instead of mine. First of all, Ash Trevino is all over my page. Maybe stop talking about my situation when I've already said that I've already got my situation handled. I have to wait until whatever money from wherever I get cashed out gets cashed out so I can pay the $10 for the document. While in the meantime, I could talk about whatever situation I want to talk about. You need to worry about your situation and not worry about me. Thank you. What?
I you playing with?
They're dumb. They have no common sense. No. See, the difference between me and you is it's the fucking holidays. You know what happens during the fucking holidays? I could tell you what happens during the fucking holidays. Everything is closed. So by the time I get the goddamn document, if I had $10 to get the goddamn document, would mean that I would still have to wait a fucking long time because it takes a really goddamn long time. But you know, that's not the only document we have to get. We have to get a whole slew of documents, which is none of your fucking business what I'm doing with my life. So maybe instead of telling me don't worry about other people's lives, worry about yours, because I talk about any and everybody, and I've been doing that for years. So maybe, just maybe worry about yourself, okay? Thank you.
Is she out of her fucking mind saying all that type of stuff? Like, let's look at the first one. Someone brings up, you always tell people to worry about their own problems, that you always talk about Ash Trevino, which is a perfect example. As I've said many times, yes, Ash Trevino is a worse person than Tophia, but Tophia thinks her being able to criticize Ash somehow puts her on a pedestal. It gives her somebody that she can do what people do to her, you know what I'm saying? And then she says something just so crazy because it's why they're never going to get out of this situation. She says she needs $10 for a document, and she's currently just waiting for the money she has coming to her. You know what that is, ladies and gentlemen? Tophia got banned on TikTok, or at least like demonetized, and she's waiting for $200. $200. That's the whole holiday season not getting a job because you're waiting patiently for $200 goddamn dollars. Like, I'm not saying that's such a little bit of money, especially for someone in Tophia's shoes, but come on now. This is your excuse for why you don't got to get a job? I mean, it really is. That's what Mamachu even defends her for, saying she has a job. It's TikTok. But, you know, she's not getting paid for it, so is it really a job? In their mind, it is. She cusses up a storm in there too, and that's when you really know you got Tophia mad. And finally, the one that my jaw dropped on. She has the nerve to say to Ash that she's going to focus on that and talk about it because Tophia has her situation under control. Like, are you, that's why I said at the beginning, are you out of your mind? Like, you're just saying that as a deflection, as something to protect yourself from people calling you out. I just said you're waiting for $200, and you've been waiting close to 2 months for it. What is that going to do in your quest to get a new home? Nothing. Nothing at all. She'll get the money, kind of huff and puff when she sees how much an actual home is, and then go, well, at least we can go out and like celebrate and have a dinner tonight, right? Drop like $80 at a Texas Roadhouse, and now she's back in the same position she's in.
Well, I can stay talking about Ash Trevino if I want to. Mind your damn business. It's none of your business. You stay watching gossip on Ash Trevino, so how about that? Who gives a flying fuck? I'm going to talk about whoever the fuck I want to talk about. You don't like it, you can hit the road, Jack. I'll talk about Ash Trevino, I'll talk about anybody. It's not going to stop me. I'm not fussy, I'm just going to talk about whatever I want. The moldy onion? There's no moldy onion in my car. What onion? There's nothing in my car. We threw everything away. Huh. I can't bait her to talk about me. She already did, dummy. She already briefly mentioned me on a live stream. Ash Trevino did mention me. Duh. When I first talked about her, I'm not trying to bait her to talk about me. She already did. Yes, she did. So, thank you.
You're claiming that you can talk about Ash all you want and it's nobody's business, despite you earlier in this exact video saying that people should stop giving her attention. I'm starting to think she's obsessed with this girl, because she even knows that Ash mentioned her one time, and it's the only person Tophi has been talking about lately. I mean, shit, look at my channel. I have all these Toph videos in the last week, but I never claimed I didn't want anybody to talk about me. But she does this again because she views Ash as someone worse than her, and she can call them out without like people saying, well, Tophia, you're this, Tophia, you're that, and she thinks that's going to happen, but then she ends up getting comments saying, Tophia, you're this, Tophia, you're that, and all that's fine and well, but like when you bring up again that, you know, Ash has talked about you once, and the way she uses that to try to like own a troll in a petty way by going, nuh-uh, she's mentioned me once and stuff like that, then she even responds with, how about that? Thinking she really put this person in their place when all it sounds like is, yeah, you're really into this Ash Trevino girl. You even know the exact moment she talked about you. Like, you're obsessed with her, Tophia, and you don't want to admit it, but you are. And maybe it's just, again, for the reason she wants to criticize her, but nonetheless, you got Ashley Trevino on the mind 24/7.
I don't understand why there's videos still up when TikTok, there it goes again. When, TikTok allows videos of bullying and harassment. Thank you for subscribing. That's why TikTok took that video down. It was a video of someone using an audio that had the R word in it, and it was nothing but the R word. And then someone said, that person said they didn't pick the audio. It picked the audio for them, and it was literally. No, I'm not. So anyways, They said, yeah, but even so, TikTok should take that audio down. It's ableist. Why is there an ableist audio up with a slur? Like, of course your video got taken down for bullying and harassment. It's bullying and harassment. That's what you get next time. Your account's gonna go. Like, I wasn't gonna care enough to report it, but then I said, nah, it has an R word in it. How come I get striked for bullying and harassment, but these people can say whatever they want? Enough is enough. And there was another girl being fat phobic talking about, oh, I'm going to the gym so I don't have to look like Tophia. First of all, if I went to the gym and lost weight, I would look better than you. And I would be turning around asking you, what about your weight loss? What weight loss? It looks like you haven't lost any weight. So let's not go there with that one, because I can be fat phobic right back to you. And I don't give an F about, what do you call it? I really, truly don't care about respectability politics and not being fat phobic back to people, because I will, okay? You and your double chins need to do some extra walking on that treadmill, because it seems like you need to do a lot. And if you are going to come on the internet saying like, oh, I'm going to the gym so I don't have to look like you, good. I hope you relapse and you choke on not choke, but I hope you relapse and you eat a Whopper. I hope you relapse so bad that you stuff your face, okay? Because being fat phobic is not nice. And I've tried to be nice, but I don't have to be nice.
And see, with that one right there, Tophia, people are now going to feel warranted to report you every time they can. Is the R word a nice word? No, but if TikTok found it like necessary to not take that down, you going after it and feeling that you had to report it simply because of the way people report your videos in the past, you're now on the same level as the trolls. And anytime you lose an account, you cannot complain because they found something that you did in the video offensive. I'm not going to sit here and defend the guy who did that, despite probably doing it many times myself, but Tophia, remember, you are the one thinking you can make that judgment call now, and that also allows other people to do the same with your content. I love, though, how, like, you kind of just did the same thing. Now you're being offensive. You're doing exactly what the trolls do that you hate so much. Look at the way you talked about that girl. What, the person made a joke, so you respond in the same way a troll would? I thought you were supposed to be above that, Tophia, a better person than that. I'm telling you, you're just giving the trolls so much ammo. And I've never heard Tophia use a fat joke before. Like, that just seems so out of her character. And I don't know. She has this idea that if one person wrongs her, it's now fair game to do that same shit to everybody.
I've tried to be nice, but I'm not going to be nice to people who are bullying and harassing me, and TikTok does nothing about it because they leave their accounts up. TikTok says, oh, well, this isn't bullying and harassment, but clearly it is. One of the videos did get taken down because it was bullying and harassment. And you want to know why? Because they were using the R word. Why is it okay for people to be ableist? Thank you for subscribing. Sorry. You have to subscribe to this, but I get so annoyed because the only reason why I saw those videos is because I searched up my name, right? Because someone said there's an account pretending to be me. I said, oh no, not again. I was going to go report that account. But then what happened is that, so I went to go report that account and I saw those two videos. Then I saw more videos and I'm like, how is TikTok allowing these people to be fat phobic? Because it was nothing but videos after comments of my body. When I'm like, I hope you eat so much that you gain so much weight and you never know what it's like. Like, sometimes I wish people don't have to go through what I go through. I have a lot of weight because I had an eating disorder. Trigger warning.
So I'm going to defend Tophia here for a second. If there's an account impersonating her, she's entirely within her rights to try to report it. I'm not going to fight that. Nobody wants someone just trying to slander your name and people thinking, it's you under that name. But the big problem there is you trying to report someone else's video for a word they said simply out of spite because people do the same to you. You're trying to control someone's whole channel because you don't like a word they said. It's a little too much. And it's not even like it's like something violent. If they were threatening people, like full-on threats, I'd completely understand. But there's a reason TikTok themselves wouldn't take that down. You keep complaining that there's videos of you up that are slandering you and saying all this stuff, but again, if TikTok does not find this to be slander, then that's that. And look, maybe this is something YouTube won't like me saying, and maybe people in the comments will tell me I'm dumb, but I just want to say this. If Tophia genuinely goes through an eating condition, right, like she had an eating disorder, if she has that and that's why she's like the way she is, then okay, that's understandable. But why can't you work a job with the excuse that your legs hurt too much at 30? Like, when people told her to go get a job at Amazon, it was no, her back and her legs hurt too much. Even now she claims that her legs hurt, and it's because you don't use them. Like, I'm sorry, the reason your legs hurt at this age is because you rarely ever use them enough, Tophia. And then to claim that you're doing a lot, you're trying to, better yourself in that way, is a complete crock of shit when you've complained that you're too out of shape to get a job. You would still be able to be healthy, maintain yourself, no matter really what weight you are, to a certain extent, if you're just out getting moving. Get out there, take a walk, and it's like you sometimes do that now because you're in the car and have nowhere else to go, but I'll be damned if you're ever doing that at home. So So to use that excuse while also having so many like glaring problems there to not back that up, I don't know. It seems messed up. You know, Tophia likes to give herself every excuse in the book, and I think now is one of those times.
I don't understand why I have to keep explaining this to people. Saying, someone in the comment section was like, it was a video of me live outside, and someone said, I don't know, it's amazing how she manages to stay big while she's home. Like, what is wrong with people? If people are literally saying that I may have PCOS, one of the symptoms of PCOS is weight gain. It's harder for people to lose weight, and weight gain, it's not like gaining a lot of weight. It's just like sometimes, because I don't think so, maybe Selena Gomez has it, but you look bigger like you get like bloated with PCOS, and then like you don't look bloated. Like sometimes Selena Gomez will look different, and then sometimes you want people always constantly talk about her weight and saying that she gains weight when it's not. It's the what she has, whatever it is that she has, that's lupus. But PCOS is kind of the same thing. It's hard for people with PCOS to lose weight, and it's not gaining weight. It just looks like you gained weight when you didn't. Considering the fact I'm not eating good at all. The only thing I eat is like ham sandwiches and peanut butter jelly sandwiches. That's the extent. Sometimes when we're able to eat out, we can, but it's not to an extent where I'm eating a lot. Sorry, I swallowed wrong. I can't function. I was trying to find that account, but I just gave up because it's kind of hurtful. Like, I'm not upset, but it's just the fact that TikTok allows these accounts that bully, harass me, body shame me, talk about my weight all the time, and in my situation and say, I don't know how she manages to have all that weight. Being homeless, it's just like, it doesn't feel good. You know, New Year's is coming up. I'm trying to get a house so I can make YouTube videos. Well, I'll still make TikTok videos until TikTok gets banned, because there's still a possibility TikTok gets banned. And I hope so, because all of you people that talk about me won't have anywhere else to go. You talk about me on Instagram, you get banned by me. Every account you make gets banned, and I'll be glad, because all I have to do is make my YouTube videos and mind my business. And if I want to shut off the comments on my YouTube videos because I don't want to allow comments, I can do so, but I'm not going to. And I don't have to look at the YouTube comments either. Post my videos, mind my business, make my money, and that's all I got to worry about.
You know, she genuinely thinks that, by the way, that if TikTok goes away, she can jump to another platform like YouTube, and all these trolls will disappear. If they come over, well, I can turn off the comments, but I won't. I'll just stack my bread. Well, here's the issue with that, Tophia. You may have been once monetized on TikTok, but your account got demonetized, and now a lot of nights where Tophia streams, she'll say something crazy, and people will report her and get her stream taken down. And she thinks that if she moves to YouTube, that's somehow going to change. Listen, especially with what you just said about reporting accounts that you thought were offensive, you don't think that's going to continue here on YouTube? I'd give it just a few weeks before her channel is taken down. Because in her mind, right, she thinks she really has a chance at this. That, look, I have an audience, I'm a content creator, like a big content creator, I guess, in her mind. And she doesn't get that it's for all the wrong reasons. She compares herself later in the video to people like Nicki Minaj. Like, she says, oh, well, if I can get banned, why can't these people, like, type of shit, right? In her mind, she really sees it as that. Oh, look at all these people watching me. I'm so popular. I need to make money off this. It's like, Tophia, you are a lolcow. You're not meant to make money off this. Your community, they do not like you. And if you're even close to making a dime, they're going to put a stop to it. Because you don't have this loving community that wants to see you do well. You have a community full of trolls that's just chomping at the bit to take that monetization away from you. I know I probably sound like a cold bastard saying all this, but it's just the fact of the matter. You have a trolling community around you that's one of the most, like vicious I've ever seen. Plus, the stories around you, the videos around you have tons of people who just know your story now. And you're not going to get away from it by saying, oh no, the trolls are lying, because it's already been set in stone that it's not the trolls lying. And you're a habitual liar too. So no matter where you go, Tophia, you're not going to be followed by fans. You're going to be followed by trolls.
I'm glad TikTok is going to a certain extent. I feel bad for the people that are getting affected, but I was doxxed, I was harassed, I was stalked, I was bullied, and TikTok didn't do shit. So now you're all losing your accounts. Ha 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 ha. And I don't care, because everywhere I go viral. I went to Lemonade and I got 6,000 followers. And I got an opportunity. So I'm gonna have to message them back. But yeah, and I'm actually gonna get help. So there's that. So all I have to say is, I don't give a crap. Let TikTok go. I'm not going to be sad, because I was greatly affected by TikTok, because TikTok didn't do nothing but allow people to bully me and didn't give a shit. And then people sit here and laugh that I'm being doxxed. Because if I was to turn around and dox you, you wouldn't be laughing. You would be crying. I would be canceled. People would be calling me out saying, why did you dox that person when it's okay for them to dox me? No, thank you.
Me, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, look, the doxing of Tophia, that's not all right. Doxing's never cool. But Tophia, you live in public. You live in a car on the side of the road. There's no law saying people can't walk in public and record. It's just a tragic fate that's befallen upon you, Tophia. Like, you're a lolcow who's homeless. You know, it's like the Daniel Larson situation, which you like to compare yourself to quite a lot. But, like, the whole thing about her wanting TikTok to close now, right? Because of how they've allowed her to be bullied and all this. You're now calling for the end of, like, probably a million people's, like, job or a way they make money. It's this shit of, I can't do it, so nobody else can. I get treated like this, so everyone else should. And it's just such a selfish line of thinking. You know, when she got fired from that Dunkin' Donuts for hygiene issues, she probably wished that shit probably fell to the ground the next day. And I imagine she probably claimed that other people had hygiene issues too, just to make herself feel better. You know, Tophia, again, I mentioned it, she's such a liar. And you just see it in this one more with thinking that she's actually going to succeed on these other websites. Maybe that's not so much of her being a liar, but being delusional.
No, I couldn't have got off the internet, because why should I have to get off the internet? Because people, right, that was going to go to somebody else and dox and harass them. Is that the solution to what we tell people? Are we just going to tell people to go and move on and say get off the internet, and then they're going to go do it to someone else, and you're going to tell that person to get off the internet, and it's just going to repeat the cycle? And then, you know, they're going to go do it to someone else, because they did. In the Discord, they tried to attack this lady who was just doing makeup, mind you, doing a giveaway, and they said, let's go harass her, because I saw that screenshot, it was sent to me. So then I went to go try to avert it, because I tried to stop. No, I'm okay. I tried to stop this lady from being harassed, but her live stream, it either ended or it got taken down. I don't have to leave if I'm getting harassed. Why should I have to leave if I get doxxed? Do you know what the consequences are for doxing people? Doxing is against the law. That's like telling somebody that it's okay for them to rob a bank. The cops should not arrest them because they robbed the bank. It's against the law to dox people. If I was to do the same thing someone did to me, you wouldn't be telling those people to get off the internet. You would be blaming me and said that, why did you dox that person? When someone loses their job for doxing somebody, I'm not going to say I told you so. I'm just going to tell you, you should have got off the internet. Some of these people that dox me should lose their jobs because it's against the law. I hope they lose their jobs too. I hope somebody gets mad enough at what they did to me and starts reporting their jobs and finds out who they are. I'm not going to care anymore. You should have got off the internet, like you tell me. Like you tell me.
Now, the whole thing about Tophia getting off the internet is because everyone knows it would stop the trolling. I don't think the trolls want that genuinely, but she doesn't understand that it really would work. She's just mad that people want her to give up her pride and joy, and admittedly, she doesn't have to, but if she wanted all this trolling to stop, yeah, that'd be her first step, is getting right off this thing. She brings up how people are going to lose their jobs for doxing her. And you know, probably if you're spending all your time all day searching for Tophia and her location, yeah, I mean, your job might hear about that and go, that's kind of fucking weird. Like, if she did call your job with that, there would be a chance your boss would talk to you, but that's what's weird to me, because why is there no talk of the police? Tophia earlier talked about how much she doesn't trust them and how you should, like, focus on the internet instead of going to the police. Some weird shit like that. But maybe this could stop Tophia if you didn't just try to find their jobs. Like, that's her big thing, because people tell her to get a job. She loves having a reason to try to get other people to lose theirs. And this is, I mean, people aren't going to lose their job for this, but really it might make your boss look at you like weird afterwards. She likes doing things in her own ways, I guess you could say. And for the police to, like, take these people away in handcuffs, nah, she don't got time for that. Yeah, that might stop them, but nah, I'd rather just go after their jobs so they're sad like me.
A lot of people give a F. You're here, Mr. Petty Subscribe, so you obviously give a F. You wouldn't be here if you didn't give a F. Right? Kim, you're subscribed to me. You could easily be blocked. Let me help you. You're telling me to get off the internet, but you followed me, and you also sent 31 comments. You're clearly a fan. There's been lots of black content creators that have been doxxed. You don't tell them to get off the internet. You felt so sorry when people had things happen to them. No one told Jeffree Star to get off the internet when people called the cops to his house and they swatted him. No one said that. No one was telling Nicki Minaj to get off the internet when people doxed her and swatted her house and called the cops on her. No one told Nicki Minaj to get off the internet. And don't say because they're celebrities it's different. No, the fuck it's not. Doesn't matter. They need to get off the internet. You didn't say that to those people. You never said that to content creators that got doxxed. Like, who was it? The Kai Cenat, I believe. It was Kai Cenat or I Show Speed. One of them got doxxed. And they had just moved to a house and they were afraid that someone was going to call the cops. And sure enough, you don't tell these other influencers to get off the internet now, do you? Or content creators just like me. So let's not lie. Let's not say I'm not like them, because I'm a content creator with a large following. So if we're not going to include celebrities and say I'm not like a celebrity because I'm not a celebrity, then I will most certainly talk about other content creators then. And you can't say anything because we're the same. So let's Let's not. Okay, so now you're gonna throw locale into it. Okay, Shorty Bay's a locale, Ash Trevino's a locale, and she's getting people sent to her house, but no one tells her to get off the internet. Okay, you wanna go the locale route? Let's do that. What about Leslie Clark, huh? What about Shorty Bay?
So there's like a million things we could talk about from that clip, but I'm going to start here, where Tophia in the beginning calls a woman in the chat a fan because she's always watching and always comments, and that's funny because then that would make Tophia a fan of Ash Trevino, considering how much she watches of that girl and all the time she's commented on her. And then, in the blink of an eye, Tophia tries to turn this into a race thing, bringing up how black creators are always going through this problem, but they're never asked to leave the internet. You know, she tries to bring up some examples like James Charles, which that one caught me off guard. She said, oh, when he got caught, no one was asking him to go offline. Yeah, they were. Like, they were in full force, Tophia. It is not a race thing. But then it gets even more confusing when she talks about Nicki Minaj. And it's like, do not compare yourself to Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj has a fan base that would live and die for her. Your fan base only wants you to do one of those things. And it's just crazy. She tries to use this as a blanket excuse. Well, I'm a big content creator too, so I don't have to go anywhere, just like they didn't have to go anywhere. It's just, you're not. You're not that, really, Toph, and this is one of the most asinine things I've ever heard you say. Got really confusing there, too, for a minute. It was like, Kai Cenat, I chose speed. Eventually, it just seemed like she was naming a bunch of black artists or content creators, and what's hilarious is it proves her point wrong. These artists are, as she said, black artists, and none of them lost their platform. Why, Tophia? Because TikToks thought that shouldn't happen. But in your case, they were like, yeah, because they heard the stuff you were saying. I can't imagine they liked your white people rants you always go on, so I'd imagine that you are not in the same level as these people. Someone brought up the fact that she's a lolcow, and she just pretended like it was a big excuse. Why don't you tell Ash to go away, or Leslie Clark? And I can say, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that people say that to those two every single day. Every time they go live, it's probably people telling them to fuck off. It's not a mutually exclusive thing to you, Tophia. You just happen to be the most prevalent, for right now, that is, because people are talking about Ash Trevino way more than you, and that probably rubs Tophia the wrong way as well. And we could go on, but honestly, I'm gonna cut it here, because this much of Tophia's complaining, like, you can only do so much of it a day, and this is my limit. I'm at threshold right now. But can you even believe half the shit she said in that video? Like, you just heard it, but putting yourself on the level of people like Kai Cenat and Speed, just because she wants to be able to say, I'm a big content creator too. But I do love how the second the word lolcow is uttered, she completely just goes in an opposite tirade, being like, well, these people are defended too, when none of the people she named, like Ash or Leslie, are ever defended at all. She says beforehand, you know, the fat phobic stuff, so she tries to fight fat phobia with fat phobia, which is going to be a losing battle, Tophia, because I guarantee you the trolls will win that one 99% of the time. Wanting TikTok to end so all these people lose their, like, source of income just because Tophia is mad about herself losing hers just shows how selfish she is, and it really lends some credence to the fact that she is a very non-caring and racist person. I say that because she always looks for herself, right? She always looks out for what's best for herself, and if she doesn't get anything out of it, she doesn't care. It's why she uses things like Palestine as a shield, because when's the last time Tophia brought up Palestine? A person like her who was so absolutely driven to tell people you need to support Palestine. You're not doing enough. What's Tophia doing? I have no idea. No idea at all why she thinks this is a fair thing to always bring up, but that's why she always gets banned from TikTok, for her racist comments, for the way she treats people, for the things she says, but it's never her that's the problem. It's always anybody else. And, man, what a terrible Christmas this family has had, just filled with Tophia bitching and moaning, most of the time Mamachu sitting there silent, and no presents to be found under their non-existent tree. It's a bad time to be a Slidell, I'll tell you that. Thank you to Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring today's video. It was a fun one, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next one. Everyone, take care. I'll see you next time.